queue that you'd like to ask a question. Go ahead, Coach. Thank you.
Okay, game week finally here, and that's a relief in a lot of ways for our guys. Been working a lot of months without any opponent and hitting each other, and tired of that. It's been the longest stretch of my career, and I'm sure everybody's of practice without playing. And so it's exciting that the week is here. We definitely need this week of practice, and we're going to maximize the time we have. We'll be on the field today in full pads. It'll be most likely our last padded practice before the game. Tomorrow is off as per the Pac-12 mandate, and we'll be back at it Wednesday, and that will be the normal run up to the game on Saturday. So guys are looking forward to it. They're eager to get going. And it's going to be a different game day atmosphere, obviously, with the circumstances that are involved and no fans. And so it's all continuing to be uncharted territory and new experience for our guys. But that's the situation that we're in, and so we just move forward and hopefully we'll play well on Saturday. So questions.
Start off with Chris Comrani from The Athletic, followed by Patrick Kinahan, 1280 The Zone.
Kyle, as you alluded to last week, the era of COVID can decimate a positional room really quickly, and we've seen some teams around the country have to entertain a fourth or fifth string quarterback. Who is 4 and 5 in theory if COVID were to hit your quarterback room?
Okay, number 4 is Cooper Justice, our freshman from Oregon, who is doing a great job and really has shown a lot of promise throughout the last several weeks of practice. He's a big kid. He's 6'5", maybe 6'6", 235 pounds, lefty, big arm, and extremely intelligent. So it would be Cooper Justice if we get that far. If we get to number 5, there's 2 or 3 guys that really we'd have to sort out right now that are not in any sort of pecking order. And so we've got 1 through 4, and that's as far as we've gotten now. Hopefully we don't have to go that far, but you never know. So we'll see how things shape up.
Next, we'll go to Patrick Kinahan, followed by Jeff Call from the Deseret News.
Kyle, most of us in the media haven't seen Cam Rising except for spring of 2019, I think it was, when he played some and we were allowed to go to the practices. And since then, we haven't seen him play. Could you describe what his best attributes are? Okay,
Cam is, first of all, he's a tremendous athlete. He's fast, somewhere in the 4.6 range in the 40, which for a QB is pretty darn good. He's got decent size to him, 6'2" and about 215 pounds. He's got a strong arm, quick decision maker, and he's really come a long way since he got in our program. He's done I think a couple of weeks ago we talked about his skill set and what's changed. He's doing a great job taking care of the football, whereas when he first got here, he was a little bit of a loose cannon, trying to put the ball in spots that were really there was no play there to be made, and not taking care of the football, not making great decisions. But what's really improved is along with that is his accuracy. He's throwing the ball much better right now as far as completion percentage. We chart every throw every single day, and so he's really come a long way since he got here. Not that he was not a good quarterback when he got here, but Andy's done a nice job of refining him and getting him to play within the framework of the offense. And that's not to say that he can't break the pocket and extend the play and make things happen, because that's going to be something that is valuable to every offense is being able to extend the play. And that's really, to me, a difference maker. And when you're looking at it from a defensive standpoint, if you got a quarterback that can do that, it's a pretty dangerous situation for you on defense, and he's got that ability.
We'll go now to Jeff Call from the Deseret News, followed by Josh Newman, Salt Lake Tribune.
Yeah, Coach, what does it mean for this team and the offense to have Britton Covey back? And what can you tell us about what you've seen from him behind the scenes this past year to just get back to where he is now?
Well, it's huge for our offense. It's huge for our special teams. He's one of the best returners in the nation. At least he was his freshman year, and we expect him to be very dangerous as a punt returner and kickoff returner. He's completely healthy as far as the knee injury, and regained his quickness, his speed. He was not himself last year, and that's why we made the decision to sit him out after those first 4 games and not utilized the year of eligibility, so he was able to get a redshirt year last year, and then of course this year doesn't count, so it's like another, I guess, redshirt year. But he means a lot to our offense. He's got a role that is significant. He's one of the best slot receivers in the Pac-12, and we're expecting him to have an impact on our offense in a very positive way. Was that the entire question? Was there something else to that?
I just guess, what did you see from him? What do you see from him this past year, kind of behind the scenes of the process of getting back to where he is?
Yeah, well, first of all, he's a tireless worker. He'll rehab as well as anybody we've ever had here. He's very conscientious of getting himself healthy, and it means a lot to him. He's a great leader for us. He was elected onto the leadership council. His teammates really respect him, and he carries a lot of weight around here with the teammates. He's got a great attitude. He's always positive and has a lot of juice and energy at practice. And just one of those guys that when you're around him, he has an effect. He rubs off on everybody else as far as his attitude's infectious, and his enthusiasm and his passion for the game.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Josh Newman, followed by Trevor Allen from KSLSports.com.
Kyle, good morning.
Morning, Josh.
You guys just released the first in-season 2 deep in the middle of the Zoom call, and just kind of scanning it, I see that RJ Hubert is not on the 2 deep. Is that an indication that he got beaten out? Is there an injury setback, or should we not look at that too closely?
Well, he's coming off that serious injury that he had in the championship game, and he's still having he's not himself yet. He's still a little bit off the pace. RJ's a fine football player and a guy that, when he's right, is definitely a guy that's going to help us. But right now, he's just trying to get back to where he was prior to the injury, and it's been a long, hard road for him. But he's still with us, and we're optimistic that at some point, it's kind of like Britton Covey last year, a very similar situation, other than RJ is probably further behind than Britton was when he tried to come back. And so, that being the case, we've had to move past him for the moment, for the time being. But I've got a lot of optimism that at some point down the road he'll get back to what he was prior to the injury and be able to start to help us again.
Just a quick follow-up. At left guard, I mean, at this point, what are you looking for as the game approaches between Keaton Bills and Braden Daniels?
Those two have performed exceptionally well all camp long and all prior to that, and so they've both earned the opportunity to play, and they're going to play, and they're going to rotate. And as with a lot of the positions, there's a lot of positions you see a starting lineup, but there's the backups are going to get reps, and we'll see who settles in and does the best job in game situations. And so there's a lot of these ones and twos that are very close, neck and neck. You know, a lot of them are listed as or, but some of them that are listed as 1 and 2, the 2's still going to get reps and see how things unfold during the course of the season, and you can play your way into more playing time or less, as the case may be, depending on how you perform.
Next, we'll go to Trevor Allen, followed by Josh Furlong, KSL.
Coach, you've gone through a lot of different game week modes, and I know that 2020 is completely different. Does it have that a different feel, or is it just another game week for you?
It does have a little different feel, and we went through the other day our pregame routine, and that's had to be changed up because not only are we dealing with the COVID stuff and those restrictions and those modifications that we had to make, but we don't have a locker room over at the stadium, and so that's caused us to change our routine quite a bit. And again, I've already gone through that a week or two ago, that we're not complaining about it, but it has definitely made the pregame routine change, and it's dramatically changed. And so we're going to do a lot of the pregame stuff over here at our facility, and then arrive at the stadium much later than we used to because of the need to get things done here where we have better facilities to work with.
Next will be Josh Furlong, followed by John Kuhn from the Associated Press.
Kind of following off Trevor's question, you obviously have a couple of weeks to prepare for Arizona and be able to kind of ease into them, but normally you have non-conference games before you get into the conference slate. How do you prepare differently, or has it been different to maybe previous years in terms of your preparation coming into the season?
Not much difference, even though you're right, we're jumping right into Pac-12 play without a preseason schedule, but we don't or haven't prepared really any differently. You got to prepare to play your best and be at your best in game one, regardless of who you're playing. And so I would say that the big difference in this camp has been the amount of contact, because we've got so many guys that we got to get up to speed, and the only way to get a true evaluation, get them up to speed, is with live work. And so we don't feel like we overdid it. We're still fresh. We haven't had any major run of injuries. It's been about the same as any other camp, and so in that respect, we feel like we got a lot accomplished with the live work, and that's obviously over with, and hasn't been any live work for several days now. But that's been the biggest difference this camp as opposed to previous camps, is the amount of live work was much more, and trying to get these guys who have never played a snap or a down of college football some live experience.
John Kuhn, followed by Ryan Costeca from SI.com.
Kyle, looking at your running backs, Devin Brumfield and Jordan Wilmore at the top of the depth chart going into the game, what specific things do each of those players bring to the running game? I mean, do they bring kind of a different look for a defense to prepare for? Do they have like different attributes that you like that they bring to the run game?
They do, and Devin is more of an inside runner. He's our biggest back. He's 215 pounds. He's a physical runner in between the tackles. He's a guy that never makes a mental mistake, handles his pass protections, his blitz pickups exceptionally well. He catches the ball out of the backfield well, and just very steady and very consistent in his play. Jordan Wilmore is a little more elusive, maybe more of an outside guy, although he is pretty tough in between the tackles. He'll stick it up in there. But Jordan is, Devin's been with us the longest. Jordan is a sophomore. Devin's a junior this year. But Jordan has really made a lot of strides since last year. Nobody really got a bunch of work in the last several years, with Zach Moss taking the vast majority of the carries. But they both bring something to the table, as do the other two. Mekhi Bernard and Ty Jordan will also be on the field and get their reps in situations, and they have their package of plays that we're going to utilize those guys. And so it'll be a by committee running back situation, at least early on. And again, if somebody clearly demonstrates through game reps that they're above the other guys, then we'll gravitate towards that guy. But right now we plan on using all four, and we feel good about all of them.
Ryan Costeca, followed by Trevor Allen, KSL Sports.
Hey, Coach, I don't know if you know, but Covey broke the news, that he's actually going to be starting at quarterback on Saturday.
You let that out of the bag?
Yes, he did. But he did say that, whoever the starter is, he's been really happy with the reps they've gotten, the chemistry they developed. Is that part of your reason of why you named the starting quarterback, beginning of last week, just so they can get all those first team reps?
Yeah, that's a big reason, is for the continuity and the just the guy that's going to be the guy working with the ones and the both the line and the receivers, because that's important, is the continuity and the comfort level with working with those guys. And so short answer is yes, that's a big reason why we made the decision as early as we did. Also, we felt like we had enough body of work and enough to evaluate to make an intelligent decision.
Next, we'll go to Trevor Allen.
You guys have already got a good quarterback you guys are going to be facing in Grant Gunnell starting out, right out of the gates. What have you seen in his game, and what kind of problems could he create for your defense?
Well, we saw a lot of him last year. He was just a young guy last year, brand new to the program. He's a year more experienced, and he's a good thrower. He's a very capable runner. Kind of like what you saw out of Herbert when Herbert was a freshman. There's similarities there in size and style of play. I'm not saying he's the next Herbert, but that type of quarterback, and we just got to be ready for anything offensively, and for anything across the board for that matter. It's an opener, and anytime you're playing an opener, there's a lot of unknowns, and you got to have a pretty generic and broad spectrum game plan that can handle pretty much anything you see, because teams can change a bunch over the course of a year. So we got to be ready for different personnel groups and things we haven't seen and they haven't put on tape in years past. So that's going to be a challenge, like it is for everybody in the country in their opener. It's a guessing game, but him as a player, he's a very good player, and I think he's got a bright future there.
Do we have any more questions for Coach Whittingham today? All right, thanks, everybody.
Hey, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Coach.